All right, so the trapezoidal rule allows us to get the area of irregular shapes. Okay, so any shapes you've got the area of so far, either in fifth year or at junior cycle, were regular shapes, rectangles, triangles, circles, semicircles. Maybe they might attach a rectangle to a semicircle or to a triangle, and you'd have to split the shape up, but you're always able to break a shape up into regular shapes. Okay, if you get something like this or something like this, okay, you can't break that up into kind of rectangles and triangles and circles. We kind of see curves and stuff in it, but you can't really split it up like that. Okay, so these are irregular shapes, and we need another method to get the area of these. Okay, there are a few different methods out there. The one that's on our course is called the trapezoidal rule. Okay, to use the trapezoidal rule, okay, you split the shape up into strips of even width, of the same width, equal width. Okay, now this will be done already for you in a question. I'm just going to show you how you would do it from scratch. So if you're being asked to get the area of this shape, okay, so you would split it up into strips of equal width. So let's say there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips. And I'm not going to measure them. Let's just say each of those is 2 centimeters wide. All right. At the edge of each strip, you draw a vertical line. Okay, so you need this kind of straight line, this horizontal line down here to use the trapezoidal rule. So you're going to draw a vertical line, so with a 90-degree angle there, up the edge of each of these strips. And then you get the height of the edge of each strip. Okay, so again, I'm just going to make these up. I'm not going to go and measure them. So we'll say this one is 10. We'll say this one is, say, 13, 11, 9, 13 again, 11, and this one we'll say is 3. Okay, so again, when you're doing these questions, this will be done for you already. Okay, but if you're getting the area of the shape from scratch, you would need to do that. All right, now the formula for the trapezoidal rule is on page 12 in the log tables. All right, there it is. Okay, Simpson's rule is there as well. Simpson's rule is not on the course. It's trapezoidal rule you need to know. It doesn't look particularly friendly what's there. Okay, so you'll see area. That's the approximately equal to symbol. I'll cover off why it says that in a second. H over 2. So H is marked in on this diagram as the width of a strip. Okay, so it's the width of a strip over 2. So for us, that's going to be 2 over 2. Brackets, y1 plus yn. So you'll see y1 is marked on here as the first height, and yn just means the last height. Okay, the reason they use n is because you can pick any number of kind of strips you want. Okay, so that yn just means the last one. All right, so it's the first height plus the last height plus 2 times 2 brackets, 2 multiplied by, it's just all of the other heights multiplied together. So the second one, the third one, the fourth one, all the way up until yn minus 1 just means the second last one. Okay, so that formula doesn't look that nice, but all it means is the width of a strip over 2, and that's marked on y1 plus yn, first height plus last height, plus 2 times all of the other heights added together. Okay, so that's it in the log tables, but I would know how to go from that to something you're maybe more comfortable dealing with. Okay, so just to use that formula and get the area of this shape then. So area is equal to, I think it's a good idea to write down the formula that's in the log tables because you'll get marks for that. All right, so it's h over 2 y1 plus yn plus 2 times, and then y2 plus y3 plus yn minus 1. Sorry, I'm just writing that down quickly. So I would just write out what's there. All right. Now, what does that actually mean? It means area is equal to you can use W here instead of H if you want, because it's the width of a strip over 2 multiplied by the first height plus the last height plus 2 times sum of the rest. All right, so let's just sub our numbers in. So it's the width of a strip over 2. So the width of our strips here is 2. So it's just 2 over 2 times the first plus the last. So the first is 10 and the last is 3 plus 2 times the sum of the rest. So the rest of them, don't use 10 and 3 again, okay? So you'll see people a lot put the 10 and 3 in again, forget that they've used them already, okay? So it's the other ones you're using. So 13 plus 11 plus 9 plus 13 plus 11, and we've used 3 already. All right, if you plug that exactly into the calculator, it will give you the area of the shape, okay? I'm going to work through it in a couple of steps, but if you plug that in correctly, and just be careful doing it, it will give you the correct answer, okay? So it's equal to 2 over 2 is just 1 times, now you've got 10 plus 3 plus 2 times all of this, okay? So you need to do the 2 times all of this before you add it on to the 10 and the 3, okay? So a big mistake people make here is go 10 plus 3 plus 2 is 15 multiplied by all of those, okay? You need to multiply 2 by whatever this adds to, and then add it on to the 10 and the 3, okay? So just be careful with that. I'm flagging that and highlighting that because it's a mistake people make all the time, okay? 10 plus 3 is 13. You can add those two. Plus 2 times 13 plus 11 is 24, plus 9 is 33, plus 13 is 46, plus 11 is 57. So it's equal to 1 times 13 plus 2 times 57 is 114. So just working across the page now, is equal to 13 plus 114 is 127. Okay, 1 times that. So it is 127. And I didn't put it in, but we'll say these are all in centimeters. This is area then. So this will be in centimeters squared. All right. So that's the formula used. I'll do a couple more examples now. Okay, just to say, when you are dividing it up into strips, okay, I could have divided this up into, instead of 6 strips with the width of 2, 12 strips with the width of 1. That would be fine as well. Or I could have done 4 strips with a width of 3 or whatever, okay. The more strips you split it up into, okay, so the smaller you make these sections, the more accurate your answer will be. So this 127 is just an estimate of the area. All right, it's not the exact answer. All right, trapezoidal rule does give us an estimate rather than the exact answer. That's why it's got this kind of squiggly approximately equal to sign in the formula. All right. So you don't need to worry too much about that. Like, this will already be done for you in the question, but just know that the more strips you split it up into and the narrower they are, the closer your answer will be to the actual answer. All right. Now you will notice in this example here, I had a first height and a last height. Okay, so my shape kind of began with a right angle like this and ended with a right angle like this. All right. You can also be asked to do, and it's quite common to be asked to do, shapes like this, which kind of end in a point. And in this case, the first and the last heights are going to be 0. All right. But again, this is another one where I will split it up into strips for you, but what I'm doing now, you won't have to do in a question. Okay. So, let's say 1, 2, 4. Okay. So I split it up into 5 strips. Let's say they are 4 units wide. Okay, there'll be vertical lines drawn up here. And let's say this one is 4, and this one is 7, and this one is 4, and this one is 6. All right, so as I say, when you're doing a question, this bit will be done for you. Okay, you won't have to split it up into strips. Okay, well, I mean, they could ask you to do it, but they would kind of give you instructions as to how to do it. Generally, you'll get that. Okay, all the ones in the book, you're going to be given this already anyway. So to get the area of this into the log tables, as I said, I would write out that formula as it is in the log tables. I'm going to skip to our kind of shorthand, more user-friendly way of writing it. All right, so your area is equal to the width of a strip over 2 multiplied by first height plus last height plus 2 times sum of the rest. So add all the other heights together. Okay, so again, that's what it's going to look like in the log tables. All right, so just you need to be able to go from that to this. All right, to plug our numbers in then, so it's the width over 2, so that's 4 over 2 times first plus last. So if they finish in a point like this, they don't finish in a right angle like the previous example we did. Okay, if they finish in a point, then your height is 0. Okay, so our first and our last height here, both 0. All right, so just be careful with that. Plus 2 times the sum of the rest. So the rest are the 4, the 7, the 4, and the 6. So it's equal to, again, you could plug that into the calculator. Just be careful with it when you're doing it, but it would spit the answer out for you. I'll just do it step by step. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 0 plus 0 is 0, plus 2 times 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 4 is 15, plus 6 is 21, which is equal to 2 times 21 is 42, and then 0 plus 42 is just 42. 2 times 42 then is 84, and again I didn't put it in, but we'll say this is in centimeters, and if so, this will be centimeters squared. All right, and there's your answer for that one. All right, I'm just going to do another couple of examples, just the other couple of things they might throw at you in questions like this, before I get you to do a couple. All right, so you can get shapes like this where the line is drawn in the middle of them. Generally, when they do that, they'll always tell you the width of the strips. So it's 2 in this case. I'm not sure if you can read that too well. But then often they will split the shape up and they'll tell you that it's 4 up that way, 5 down there, 6 there, 4 there. So length of 4 there, length of 4 there, length of 5 there, length of 4 there. All right. By doing it like that, I think they're trying to get you to use the trapezoidal rule on the top of the shape, then use the trapezoidal rule on the bottom of the shape, and then add them together. And absolutely that will work, and you will get the area of that shape. You can, however, just do it all in one go with a height of 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. Height of 6 plus 4 is 10 there, etc. Okay, and why not do it that way? It's going to be quicker. All right, but you can do it in 2 halves and add them, but there is no need. So again, I would write down the formula as it appears in the log tables. There will be marks for that. So get those marks. I'm going to start with the kind of more user-friendly way of writing it. So your area is equal to, I'm just writing equal to, they do use the kind of squiggly approximately equal to in the formula, but you'll get away with just the normal equals. Width of a strip over 2 times first height plus last height plus 2 times the sum of the rest of them. Okay, so the width of a strip here is 2, is what's marked in there. That might be too clear on the video. The first height here then, if we're doing it all in one go, we'll see on the left hand side it starts with a couple of heights. It starts with a right angle, so it's 4 plus 5 is 9 is my first height. Plus my last, then it finishes in a point, so it doesn't finish at a right angle. So the last height is going to be 0. So it's 9 plus 0 plus 2 times the sum of the rest. Okay, so this one here is 6 plus 4 is going to be 10. Plus this one here is 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus this one here, 5 plus 4 is 9. Plus this one here, 9 plus 6 is 15. Plus this one here, 3 plus 7 is 10. All right, so that's equal to 2 divided by 2 is 1. So again, 9 plus 0 is 9. Plus 2 times all of this, and not 9 plus 0 plus 2 is 11. Okay, again, you could plug that into the calculator, it'll spit out the right answer. I'm just doing it step by step. So 2 times 10 plus 8 is 18, plus 9 is 27, plus 15 is 42, plus 10 is 52. So it's equal to 1 times 9 plus 2 times 52 is 104. So that's equal to 1 times 1 plus, sorry, 9 plus 104 is 113. 1 times 113 is just 113. And again, I didn't put the units in, but we'll say it's centimeters, which means your answer would be centimeters squared. All right, so there is your trapezoidal rule. As I say, it is page 12 of the log tables, but not the most user-friendly formula. I would get used to going from what's there in the log tables to this slightly more user-friendly. Then it's just a matter of plugging the numbers in. Be careful there with the 9 plus 0 plus 2 not to go 11 times that. Okay, that's an application of your bird mass, your order of operations. Okay.